Hello everyone, and welcome back. Today we're going to be taking a look at the LOK-1 Smart Rifle. This and the other weapon showcases will be my last videos before the update goes live, so once it does, expect to see some more deep analysis and concrete stuff now that the numbers will be final. But without further ado, let's get right into the video. Alright, the LOK. So, I haven't played with this weapon too much, not as much as all the others I'd say. But this is the build that feels best to me so far, is Executioner, and basically using this thing as your big single target damage weapon. So, to complement this, I have the expanded ammo, because right now it's kind of really difficult to run without that ammo, although that damage is very, very enticing. But right now it's pretty difficult to win missions without the ammo upgrade, in my experience, but like I've said, not a lot of people have played this weapon a lot, so take everyone's opinion with a grain of salt, even more than usual when it comes to the new weapons. So I'm running sort of a synergy build with the PGL, so I'm taking macro lens just because it's kind of the best thing in this tier, in my opinion, because it lets you lock on more accurately to a big enemy in a crowd. Then we also have electrochemical rounds. We'll go into this later, why this is a good thing. Does more damage to burning and electrified. Then we have shutter speed, which lets us lock on faster. We're fighting a single big bug. We want to land all our locks as soon as possible, especially since the alternative is more targets, and we're using this as a single target damage weapon, so kind of a no-brainer. And then in the last tier, we're obviously going to want more locks, or more damage at full lock-ons, because we're dumping all our locks onto one enemy, we get bonus damage. So the synergy I have here is something I'm still kind of feeling out with the PGL, which is Incendiary Compound with Clean Sweep, and then 1 ammo, 1 damage. That's not what I put, whoops. Definitely not Homebrew. We'll do Nails plus Tape and Proxy Trigger for Mactera and things like that. So, I don't know. This is kind of a weird synergy that I have, but it's worked out pretty well a couple times. So we'll go ahead and just hit a simple egg hunt with this. Alright, a Betsy as well. Awesome. This is going to be a great chance to test this out. Alright, looks like a lot of enemies right out of the gate. Let's get our grenade launcher ready. Take some of them apart. Uh-oh. So something, a common myth I'm hearing right now is that the LOK can't actually effectively hit weak points, which is just straight up false. As if you aim your laser beam, you can actually intentionally hit weak points pretty easily. It's a little tricky to do sometimes, but overall, it definitely can hit weak points. So like right here, we're gonna run up so we actually hit that goo bomber in the weak point. So that laser beam that you're seeing locking onto enemies is not just for show. It actually can be used pretty effectively to aim your aimed shots. So right there, we pretty much, instead of aiming upwards so we hit the top of the Mactera, you want to aim downwards so the bullets arc up into the Mactera. Because the gun doesn't shoot in a straight line at your target, it does actually curve the bullet, you know? It's not just for show. Oh, they actually fixed the inspect animation. The eyeball used to fly away whenever you pulled it off the gun. Definitely one of the cooler weapon inspects from the new update. Before everyone starts screaming about how good the Hurricanes one is. So right there, just arced all those bullets right up into that Trijaw's little butt, and took him out pretty easily. Shot a couple of those rounds into the ground on accident. And if you are in a pinch, you can also single fire the weapon, tap shot. Should probably have set up turrets before this swarm, but live and learn, you know. Or die. I don't take too much advantage of electrochemical rounds, just because it's kind of a I'll take it because I'm not taking anything else choice. But it definitely, there's a whole build centered around the burning and electrified targets. And that is a very, very strong build for sure. So once something is already burning or electrified, you can dump some pretty heavy damage onto him. So there is a variable range at which you can acquire targets, which you can see in this inner square on the screen, but that it does not limit you to those targets, so you can actually pull away from them. So as you can see, I can lock onto these guys, but aim pretty much the entire other direction and maintain my locks. This guy is dumb. I really shouldn't be messing with a huli, but, you know. More than ever, you're going to be leaning on your secondary for damage, especially for crowd control, as this is your single target damage weapon, so you really don't want to be using it for mobbing when you don't have to, which I'm doing a pretty piss poor job of exemplifying here. But as you can see, I'm running out of ammo pretty quickly for my primary. This gun does have a lot of ammo struggles at the moment. Whether or not that'll be tweaked before it goes live, or if we're all just using it wrong, that remains to be seen. But you run out of ammo quite a bit right now. Not sure how I ended up missing that leech, but... as you can see, 8 shots at a time. We are pretty handily destroying anything that's willing to flaunt a weak point to us. Go ahead and grab Betsy here in a second. We'll want to get some ammo first. This thing is a hungry beast, especially with this setup. Set up turrets. Probably should have left that for later, but that's fine. This would be a good example right here if I can land it. Nope, missed it. Can't quite hit that. Might have to go for the lower eyes on the Brood Nexus. As you can see, I'm still feeling out the targeting quite a bit. Alright, hold on now. Where are you, Betsy? Cowardice. That's not good. Nope. I was hoping I was going to be able to land a full burst on that Mactera grabber, but just wasn't in the cards. I'm a bit afraid to get in that shield with that radiation crystal there. It might catch one of those bombs. All right, let's hit a cryo real quick. There we go. Keep in mind that's triple damage from the cryo rocket, but still, it's very, very strong being able to hit both Betsy weak points at the same time when they're visible on the same side. One more time, that was triple damage, so I don't want to be disingenuous in showing off this weapon's damage. But that is, it's all about using all the tools available to you, right? So, there you go. That's about how much damage you can do with this thing at max damage build. And we aren't even at max damage build now that I'm thinking about it. We have the ammo upgrade and not the +6 damage, so. This will hopefully be a pretty good fight. Gonna be leaning a lot on proximity mines and PGL, but I'll try to work the weapon in when I can. So always look at the center of mass of your target, because that's where your locks are going to be, and then try to pull your reticle towards the crit spot. Oh, they aren't actually burning, so no proc of electrochemical rounds there. Thank you, Betsy. Okay, let's go get the last egg. Yeah, overall, it's very, very ammo hungry. And pretty much every iteration that I've run of it has been. But it's very strong. Don't make no mistake. And also requires very little aiming, if you saw right there. Like, yeah, I just chewed through a good amount of my ammo and I didn't hit all the crit spots, but that was like 4 or 5 tri-jaws that I just dispatched without even putting in any effort, really. I kind of just stood there flat-footed and sprayed them down. So, that's nothing to be scoffed at either. Is the speed and ease at which this thing can dispatch targets, even if it is a little rough on the ammo economy. And that'll do it. So I don't think I hit the crit spots there. I might have gone a little too far down. It's gonna be right back up this wall for sure. Grab some more ammo so I can keep using it until we get to the pod. Something I'm considering quite a bit is all the alternative secondaries you could use with just this build alone that I'm using, the electrochemical executioner. Something that instantly comes to mind is high voltage crossover for the breach cutter as well as inferno. So those are definitely some things to consider as well. Is what aside from incendiary PGL, the breach cutter also has fire as well as electric damage to deal to proc this damage boost. Oh! Alright, one more for the road. So there's the hook shots into the weak point. Can do it from pretty much a 90-degree angle. So if you just step a little bit to the... Oh, another one! Perfect! So if you just step a little bit to the side of it... So here's clearly I'm not hitting the weak point. But if you actually break that back armor plate, you can kind of finesse the bullets over them into their weak point. So a lot of skilling be done with this weapon. A lot of player skill is going to be developed around it. And it's really too early to say how high that skill ceiling is going to go. But it's definitely the opposite of what we were initially thinking of. It's going to be the no-think gun where there's no skill to it, you know? So that's pretty reassuring that there's actually some skill to be had with it. And that about does it for the smart rifle. Probably still the weapon that I'm worst at using, so I'm looking forward to getting my hands on it once the update comes out and improving my skills with it. I will be streaming the update the day it goes live on November 4th, so if you'd like to catch that out, go check out my Twitch. Also, if you'd like to talk to me or any of my community members about the upcoming update, you can find us over on Discord. As always, thank you for watching, and have a nice day.